Well, let's stay on that topic now. The hype around the Black Friday craze, of course, continues. Now, last year, these are some interesting statistics. Almost 3 billion rand was spent on a Black Friday. Now, that was up nearly 16% from the previous year. Will that spending go up again this year, despite all the debt trap warnings? For more on this now, let's chat to Maudi Lentsoane, who is a managing director at Lehumo Investments. He joins us on the line. A very good evening to you and thanks for your time. So, I mean, just last year, we're looking at 3 billion that was spent last year on Black Friday. With all this hype this year, do you think we'll surpass that figure?
Good evening, Griselda, and good evening to your viewers. Almost 3 billion is what was recorded last year, and of course, many are expecting that number could cross that 3 billion mark, and even approach run about 4 billion rand. And I think the reason why there is that expectation that the number is going to increase is the fact that South Africans have now gotten used to it. It was fairly new in the past year, and many did not participate. And therefore, this year, with more participation, we could actually see the number increase. When you look at it globally, I mean, the number is also in the U.S., for instance, far higher than where it is in South Africa. But of course, with all the economic challenges that we are facing as the economy, I guess not many consumers have got cash to be spending, but certainly the number is expected to increase.
And that's fantastic. I mean, when you're spending and spending and spending, it really feels good. But if we look at what the Credit Bureau is saying, for example, that new accounts were opened in the week of Black Friday that were up by about 37% compared to the same week a month before. Isn't this concerning? Because previous data shows certainly that 6 months down the line, you have consumers that are basically going into arrears.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worrying trend, Griselda, and I think very worrying, particularly for an economy such as ours, a country where there's just so many people that are overly indebted. If people are planning wisely around the Black Friday, there's definitely lots of opportunities to really take advantage of. But if people are recklessly utilizing their credit cards or those credit accounts, then they're definitely going about the wrong way, and this will lead to a lot more troubles in the next couple of months. I mean, we had the Reserve Bank not cutting interest rates, and of course, there's still a lot of question marks around whether they will be able to cut interest rates if we possibly get downgraded, which is a high possibility. We could see interest rates even rising. So that would mean that those debts are certainly going to become very expensive.
Maudi, if you've got these new accounts opening and at such a large scale, so we're basically looking at people who bought things that they simply couldn't pay for in terms of hard cash. Yeah,
so they can't afford it, and they obviously go to Game and get an account, at Game, and of course, and they're able to buy those goods. But effectively, what they don't realize is that even though if you're buying something and it's got 20% discount on it, and you are paying 24% on interest on it, you're basically not saving. And also, it's the fact that you can't afford it. But then that speaks to another thing about reckless lending, Griselda, because if a person can't qualify or doesn't afford something, why are these companies giving them credit? And I think that's something, conversation to be had, and to look at it more broadly.
Others would say perhaps business, and we should be applying our minds a little bit more. Thank you very much indeed for your time there, Maudi Lentsoane, who is the managing director of Lehumo Investments. He was talking to us, of course, about the hype around Black Friday and possible consequences of finding yourself in debt if you did not, of course, put a bit of money away in order for you to be able to spend. Well, time for the weather now. Let's see.